Alright, I'm going to show you my improvised DIY sleeping bag underquilt modification here. And this is how I set it up. I have a sleeping bag. Well, let's go back to the top part here, the overquilt, I suppose. I have some wool blankets on here, and this does a great job of keeping you really, really warm when it's really, really cold. So if you have this split in such a way that you can get back into your place here, and you can see this is closed up like a pea pod like this. And so we're going to take off the clips and take off the blanket. And see what this looks like. I'm sorry if it's not one of those professional videos like you used to sing. All right, so there we go. There's a sleeping bag. I've had the sleeping bag for about 15 or more years, unused, thinking about what the heck can I use it for? And I've been thinking, wow, we should make this into kind of a underquilt pea pod. I've already made one like this with a summer weight, mummy style center zip sleeping bag, and it's worked great for I don't know how long, a long ass time. So what I've done, so you can get this just right, is the secret here is I'm using C-clamps. I use the C-clamps to figure out where I want to put, eventually, sew in some tabs here, and this way I can put my suspension lines. So I just use regular bungee cords, you know, Walmart stuff, marine ones. So if you go to Walmart, you don't want to go to the hardware section, you go to the camping place, and this way you can find these adjustable ones with this kind of hook. And these work really much better than the molded plastic ones that you can't adjust. So I have one on this side, I have one on this side, and I have one on the bottom right here. And that kind of gives you this arrangement like this. So I have 1, 2, 3 suspension lines, plus one over the top here. And then, same thing for this side. And you can see how these are adjustable. You can just make a knot in there, get it just the right height that you need. So again, 1, 2, 3, and it fills it in like this. I didn't come out to the end here because I kind of like to have this to flop over there like this. Same thing here, kind of flops over. Presently, I just have one in the middle here, but I think I'll have a few more here, maybe one here, one in the middle, and one right here as well. This way I can come over the ridge line, and it really makes a really nice pea pod. And then with the blankets over top of it, it's kind of like a nice little enclosure like that. And so you can fuss with the C-clamps and get them in just the right place to figure out where you want to sew in your tabs, right? And this way you can hook in your suspension lines however you like. So we're going to undo one side here like this, and tested this out last night. All right, and there we go. And you're going to see it's snug up underneath there. If it's too warm, of course, you can unsnug it some. But when this goes over top, let's put that always in there. Sorry about the shaky camera work there, but you know that I'm doing this in all one shot. All right, and there we go. So you can see that this wraps up all the ways around you, and if the blankets come over the top, you can be quite toasty. As a matter of fact, you probably don't even need a sleeping bag inside here, or a top quilt, or anything. And of course, I have, we're going to undo this again. course, the foot end is higher than the head end. And what that does is that it centers your mass more this way. This way you have more room here, because this way you can get more of a diagonal lay across here like this. So your head doesn't need a whole lot of room. Your shoulders kind of stay in one place, but your feet need to go out to the one end here. And by having the head end higher than the foot end, it gets your body weight more this way, because your feet don't really weigh much. And then you can put your feet at the wide part of this triangle, because if it's more up here, then you don't have any room to put your feet. So you want to slide your feet down this way. So in order to do that, you need to be slid back this way. In order to do that, you just drop this end and raise that end. All right, so there's my sleeping bag. And you can see how tight it is up underneath there, right? And